Dynamic action scenes. Split your body into 3. Destroy all enemies with the invincible fire wheel and other new ninja fighting techniques. Ninja Gaiden 2 gives you the feel of real ninjutsu. Exciting cinema display format. Ninja Gaiden 2 uses the same cinema display format as the original. The fiendish plot unfolds in a movie-like sequence. Action, drama, revenge. Just wait till you get to the end. In Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos from Tecmo. Tecmo presents, viewers, 1990. It's true. One nice thing I liked about this little blurb here. Exciting cinema display format, like it did last time. Kind of how that went. This is not the one I want. I want that one. Sorry. Internet is being silly. Known as Legend of the Ninja Dragon Sword 2, The Demonic Sword of Darkness, and Shadow Warriors 2, The Dark Sword of Darkness, and Shadow Warriors 2 Ninja Gaiden 2, side-scrolling platformer, just like the first game. It's the second installment in the trilogy for the NES. It was released in Japan in 1990 and North America a month later, just 1 month later, and in Europe a long time after that because it's hard to translate from American to European, I guess. I don't know. Was later released on the Commodore Amiga and DOS-based PCs by GameTech in 1991. GameTech, the people who did a lot of the Wheel of Fortune games on the NES, the game show trivia games. The events of Ninja Gaiden 2 take place 1 year after the events of the first game. It's about an evil emperor named Ashtar, who after hearing of Jakio's defeat, devises a plan to take over the world and engulf it in darkness through an evil sword called the Dark Sword of Chaos. A U.S. Army's agent named Robert T. Sturgeon recruits the game's main protagonist, Ryu Hayabusa, and tells him that he's the only person who can stop him. The game received positive praise in previews from Electronic Gaming Monthly and Nintendo Power, and continued to receive high ratings and coverage, being nominated for several awards from Nintendo Power in 1991. Overall, reviewers have said that the visuals and controls of Ninja Gaiden 2 improved over its predecessor while maintaining a high level of difficulty for players. The game, however, was criticized for having a more generic and predictable plot. The game maintains lasting appeal among players, with one reviewer saying that Ninja Gaiden 2 is, quote, a challenging experience, the likes of which gamers in the 8-bit era lived and died for, end quote. To be honest, I can agree with this. The game is better than the first one. It still has some issues. The plot is horrible, but the plot in the first game was pretty crap too. The two things that hurt the Ninja Gaiden series the most, and could help it if you want to look at it, you know, in this light. The difficulty can turn a lot of people off to it, and I'm being a little redundant with my wording here. I do apologize. I'm saying things more often than one time. And the other thing is the plot. The plot is ridiculous. The plot is kind of stupid. Ryu is the worst ninja ever. Ryu Hayabusa. I say it like that because someone else I know once did, and it was funny to me. Anyway, as with the previous game, we control Ryu through a series of platforming levels called acts. We can jump on and latch onto and jump off of walls. We can actually climb walls now, and we can attack with our ninja magics, I guess you can call them, while we are on the walls. We lose a life if our health runs out, obviously, if the timer runs out, or if we fall off the screen. If we lose all our lives, game over. We can continue and restart the game from the beginning of the level in which we died, though, which is kind of nice. We can use our Dragon Sword to defeat enemies. We can use shurikens, the windmill throwing stars, the art of the fire wheel, fire Dragon Balls, and the invincible fire wheel. Unlike the first game, the invincible fire wheel is actually a usable item now. It's not just a pickup that lasts for a little while and then runs out. You can actually use it, deciding when you want to use it, which can make bosses pretty easy if you manage to keep the fire wheel that long. We can pick up power-ups scattered throughout the levels, items that will increase our energy, increase score, the scrolls of the Spirit of the Dragon, which increase maximum ninja power, medicine that refills strength, power boosting items, and 1-ups. Also, a new feature in Ninja Gaiden 2 that only lasted in this game is the ability for Ryu to split his body and clone himself when the player collects an orange ninja symbol. Collecting this symbol creates a phantom double, you might say, that follows behind and copies every move you make, including climbing walls and ladders and attacking enemies. Using this technique, you can strategically position Ryu and his clones to more easily defeat enemies and bosses. Electronic Gaming Monthly previewed the game in late 89 and early 1990. It appeared in its September-October 1989 issue and again in its November 1989 issue. They noted the new levels, power-ups, and explosive story that's loaded with twists and turns. Apparently they did not read the other review. In the magazine's January issue, Steve Harris praised the game for its new power-ups, scrolling backgrounds, and more detailed cinematic cutscenes. It's the beginning of the end. He said that the game was going to take the series one step further than before. The game was shown to the public for the time in the Winter 1990 Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, in which Nintendo Power gave it 4-star ratings for its great cinema scenes and challenge. The same magazine previewed the game in its Pack Watch section in their March-April 1990 issue, which I had. They said that at first look, the game had better cutscenes than the first game. They also noted the great diverse gameplay and high level of challenge. After the game's release, it debuted at number 4 on the magazine's top 30 list for September and October. In March of 91, the game was nominated for the Nintendo Power Awards 90 in the following categories: Best Theme and Fun, Best Play Control, Best Hero, Best Bad Guy, and Best Overall, though it did not win any of those. Later, in its 100th issue in September 1997, Ninja Gaiden 2 was listed as the 49th best game of all time on its 100 best games of all time list. It was also listed as having one of the 100 best cheat codes of all time, which is pressing a series of buttons on the title screen to enable various sound tests. Sound tests, boy oh boy. The game was followed up by Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom, which we looked at and is pretty bad. If you're going to play it, play the first one, play this one. If you're going to play the third one, know what you're getting into. It's pretty bad.